Hi, my name is Tanya and welcome to my small backyard vegetable garden here in central Victoria. Today I have a bunch of little jobs I want to get ticked off my list so I can push on with some bigger jobs here in my garden. Once again, these smaller jobs are holding up me moving on with the bigger jobs. Today is the day to get them tackled and get them ticked off my list, and I can then move on with moving all my capsicums and some eggplants and progressing in my garden, which means planting a few plants that I got also. But I'm going to start with getting some garlic planted, soaking some broad beans, getting some seed snails seeded, and getting some tags on the capsicums so that I know what they are. All these tiny little things that I keep putting off, and I may as well just get on, spend the afternoon and get them done so that we can move on. I'm going to get these broad beans soaked and then I will put them into a seed snail and just test and see how they go. I'm going to soak more snow peas for the other end of my pumpkin arch, and I'm going to get this elephant garlic planted into a pot because I'm not quite sure where I want it to go, but it can go into a pot for now, and if I want to replant it somewhere else I can. But I'm interested in trying this elephant garlic and seeing how well it does. Seeing my garlic has not performed so good over the last 3 years. Maybe has to do with a lot of rain, maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm happy to try this. And also the garlic that I had planted last year, I didn't dig up and it has reshot, so that will be interesting. It is planted in my perennial vegetable garden underneath the strawberries. I sort of just mixed the planting there, and this winter I am going to dig up all my strawberry plants and sort out the new plants from the old plants and replant in a better spot. I bought another punnet of Brussels sprouts. I'm going to divide them up and plant one in each pot so I have advanced seedlings for when I fill my garden beds. And then I can plant out what I want in there, and I can then either give away or donate to my local primary school the plants that I don't need. But at least I will have a couple of extra Brussels sprouts to put in there. I have not had very much luck with Brussels sprouts this last few years that I have tried to grow them, and I'm trying different methods, as in I've put in 3 advanced seedlings and now I have these going in, say, a couple of weeks later as a succession crop, and I can just see which one does better. Of course, the soil in my new garden beds that haven't been filled yet will not be as warm as the soil that is in the 2 beds that have been filled all summer. Things are racing ahead so fast in there. I actually want to get a thermometer and just see what temperature the soil is, because I know when I dig in the soil it is very warm. So that is why things are growing so fast. With these purple cauliflower, I will continue to check the leaves for eggs and small caterpillars, and I'll feed them up, and once all my capsicums and eggplants have been shifted, I can get them straight into that bed and hopefully they will take off, and I'm pretty excited to see how they go. Purple cauliflower, who can resist? For the time being, I am just using a piece of fly screen to cover them so that no white cabbage moths can land on them, and then I'll hopefully get them planted soon. Moving on to the next day, because the list of jobs was so long that I'm taking it across into the next morning. And what I have had so much trouble with Mrs. Possum chewing the apple tree, and also I've had the cherry slug. I think it's the cherry slug. So I've bought this tree guard, and I'm hoping that that is going to help with the caterpillars and the moths or whatever is attacking these trees. And at this point, I'm just willing to try anything that is non-toxic. So I've bought some of this and I'm going to apply it. Hopefully it works, but I will not know for sure until next fruiting season. In the past years, I have picked beautiful apples and berry bosch pears from these trees, but this season I got nothing. At least the pear trees had leaves on them. The apple is now still trying to get some leaf growing on it, and Mrs. Possum just chews it down. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do along here. I do not want to have to cut them out or pull them out. I want to do something that I can save the trees. So if anyone has any advice for me, please put it down in the comments. I would love and appreciate to hear what your experience was and how you've solved it. That would be fantastic. Now I'm just going to move on and label up as many capsicums as I can. That way I can divide them up into the tubs and hopefully plant the same, because what I'm wanting is to put the bell peppers into my glasshouse, and I think if I can just get them all planted into the one tub, that will be a much easier job later on. I need to get this purple sprouting broccoli potted up, and I'm going to now do some more seed snails. I've had such good luck with the ones that I have done. I've done pretty easy seeds in them though, and this time I am going to try the broad beans. They are a big bean, and I am very keen to see how they perform, because I want to get them moving and then I can put them into the garden bed when I'm filling. I'm thinking ahead and trying to get all the things that I want to plant into those two big garden beds and trying to get them seeded now and working ahead so that as soon as those beds are filled, I can have a whole heap of plants and seedlings to go straight in there.